Okay, so this is how to factor a trinomial when your a value, your leading coefficient, isn't 1. And so the first thing you do is take your a value and multiply it by your c value. And so 3 times -5 is -15. And so you want to find two numbers that multiply to -15, but add to the middle number, the b value, which is -2. Okay, and so I usually just make a list of all the factors of 15. 1 and 15, 3 and 5, 4 doesn't work. And so these are all the factors. 1 and 15 won't work to add to 2, but 3 and 5 will, as long as the 5 is negative. So those are what I call the magic numbers. And so 3 and -5 add to -2, 3 times -5 multiplies to -15. And so you take those magic numbers and you split the -2x into 3x minus 5x. You use those to split the middle term. That's why you need it to add to -2. Then you just bring down the first term and then bring down the last term. So now you have 4 terms instead of 3. And the reason why you want 4 terms instead of 3 is because you're going to split the middle and factor 2 at a time. It's called factor by grouping. And so you're going to look for a GCF out of each pair. And so between 3x squared and 3x, the number 3 divides both the 3's, and then x squared and x can both be divided by x. So 3x is the GCF. You put that in front of a set of parentheses, and then you divide. And so 3 divided by 3 is just 1. X squared divided by x is just x. And then 3x divided by 3x is 1. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for the second pair. So between -5 and -5, if this term is negative, you automatically want your GCF to be negative if the leading term is negative. And then 5 divides both of those. And then since this doesn't have an x here, you're not going to be able to divide by x. And so -5 is the best we can do. -5 divided by -5 is 1. You don't have to write the 1. And then we have the x. -5 divided by -5 is 1. You do have to write the 1 because that's all that's there. Now, if you've done everything correct until this point, the parentheses should match. Okay, they both say x plus 1. That's one of your factors. The other factor comes from what's in front of the parentheses, 3x minus 5, in that order. And so the factored form of this trinomial is x plus 1 times 3x minus 5.